Today we are looking at text structure. Previously we have learned about text structures like comparison and cause and effect. And when we read about comparison or cause and effect, we also look for clue words. So when we read this article today, we are going to look for clue words that tell us what type of text structure this text is. The first thing I highlighted is our title. I went with our unravel strategy and you underline the title. The title says treating the red fox. Treat, the verb in the title, could mean more than one thing. Treating can be something yummy you get when you've done something good, or a treat can be something a doctor or a nurse does in case you are sick or injured. So when we read this article today, I'd like you to look at the clues that tell us the meaning of the word treat as used in this passage. We're going to go ahead and start reading now. Please put your finger on the first word. Treating the Red Fox by Mark B. Chapman. Paragraph 1. I first spotted the red fox on a June morning. It was beside the tool shed, trembling. I approached the animal cautiously and saw its left leg was injured. I went inside my cabin and got my medical bag. Then, with caution, I returned to the fox. Next, I gently lifted its injured leg and decided to attach a splint. The fox settled back and let me proceed with my work. On my porch, I set up a wooden box padded with pillows so the fox could heal. Beside the box, I placed a bowl of food and water. That I refilled daily. Paragraph 2. One morning in July, I stepped out on the porch and saw that the red fox was gone. I checked the porch each day after, but the red fox was nowhere to be found. Paragraph 3. Late on one August afternoon, I spied the red fox coming up the path to my cabin. A short distance behind, a silver fox was limping along. I watched the animal approach the tool shed. The silver fox was fearful, but the red fox apparently resolved the issue by assuring the area was safe. The silver fox settled down beside the tool shed. The red fox observed its friend for a few moments, then returned to the dense woods. As I had done once before, I entered the cabin, located my medical bag, and returned outside to treat the silver fox. In that story, we have a narrative about a man treating a fox. So look now for words in your passage that tell us the meaning of treating as used in this paragraph. Looking at the passage, words that help me know the meaning of treating are a few of them in the different paragraphs. For instance, in paragraph 1, there is the word injured. So I'm going to underline the word injured. I also see the word splint, which is something you use to hurt an injured limb, like an arm or a leg. And I see the word heal, and that tells me someone is trying to get better. Down here in paragraph 3, I also see the word medical bag. So using my context clues, I believe that treating the red fox was not giving them something sweet or nice, but helping them when they were injured. Now looking at our text structure, we need to look for clues that show us which type of text structure this passage is. There's a few time or sequence words that I've indicated in my head that might lead me to think this is chronological order. Take 2 minutes now and try to see if you can find the same words that indicate time or sequence. You have 30 seconds remaining. Okay, here in our closed reading habits, it says circle the signal words that the author uses to show order of events or chronological order. So the first word that I see is first. This word here is a sequential word. The next time word I see is June morning. That gives us a time of the day and also a time of the year. Next, there is the word then. That is a sequential word. And the word next. Both of those words tell me the order in which something is happening. Moving on to paragraph 2, I see the word one morning in July. That tells us the time of day and also the month during the year. And late one August afternoon. Now we are talking about a different time of day and a different month. Our last sequential word we have here is then. Remember, then is used for a couple different meanings, but when it's used with the words first, next, last, then, when all of those words are put together, those are sequence words. So what I'd like us to do now is move on to our graphic organizer. You are going to fill in your organizer while I fill in the organizer on the board. It says, complete the chart below by listing the events in the memoir in the order in which they occurred. I see this here, order in which they occurred. So that's going to tell me in this graphic organizer, I have to put them in the same order or how they came up in the passage in the chart. So first I'm going to type over here. Okay, I'm going to begin writing on your graphic organizer. I do not have the same room to write explicit details, so while I write short captions of what the author wrote, you should be including details with each event that you write. So each box and each event needs a detail from your story. We still need to go back and search in our story. So the first thing that happened began in June. So I'm going to start with June. And in June, the writer put a splint on the injured leg of the fox. So in June, you would write, the writer put a splint on the injured leg of the red fox. I'll read it one more time. In June, the writer put a splint on the injured leg of the red fox. The second thing that happened, the writer set up a shelter, food, and water for the fox to use as the fox healed. So there was food, shelter, and water provided for the injured fox. I'm trying to write this on my keyboard, so it's not very easy. Food, water, shelter. Remember, you need to be going back in your story and adding full sentences and full details in this box. This is just to help you with your thinking. Okay. The next thing that happened is in July, the fox was healed and left the writer's house. So in July, the fox was healed and the fox left the writer's house. Again, in July, the fox was healed and left the writer's house. The next box, number 4, the fourth thing that happened is the next month after July was August. And in August, the red fox brought home an injured silver fox to the writer's home for treatment. So in August, the red fox brought back a silver fox to the writer's home for treatment because the silver fox was injured. Again, in August, the red fox brought an injured silver fox to the writer's home for treatment. If I am speaking too fast and you are not done writing, that is okay. You guys will have more time to work on this independently when the video is over. The last event that happens is the writer gets his medical bag to treat the silver fox. So the writer has to go and get his medical box to treat the silver fox. And again, we said that treat did not mean something sweet to eat, but it meant medical attention to help the silver fox. So he treats the silver fox. For the next 10 minutes, please go back through your story and add explicit details, exact sentences to each of these boxes. When you are done, raise your hand to show you are complete. Your homework is going to be short response, question number 3. Explain how the author choices of text structure is important to understanding the red fox. Include details from the text to support your response. Use the space provided on page 236 to write your response. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed reading about chronological order and the red fox.